Hi boys and girls, and thank you for joining me today for our third STEAM lesson. Now you might have already guessed that today we are going to be doing some science, and you're going to be my little scientists and help me with a science experiment. Now you would have got your list on your Teams a few days ago of everything that you need, and I've got all my things here ready for today's science experiment. If you manage to print off your worksheet on your Teams today, then that's great, and I'm going to take you through that. If not, then please don't worry, you can always just follow on your Teams and write it out in your jotter or on some paper, okay? Now, there's a box at the top and it has some words on it, and please don't worry about those words. I know they're very, very tricky. We're going to go through this experiment, and by the end of it, you will know exactly what each of those words mean, okay? So to start an experiment, we have to ask a question, and the question that I'm going to ask you today is, do these objects float or sink? Now, you might not know what float or sink means, and I'm going to give you a little example. If something floats, it means it stays at the top of the water, and if something sinks, it means it goes to the bottom of the water. So before I look at my natural objects, I'm going to try this out with some things that I've picked up about the house. Now we all know who this little guy is, Daddy Shark, and I'm going to see if Daddy Shark floats or if he sinks. Okay, and pop him into the water, and there he is there. Daddy Shark is still at the top of the water, so that means he is floating. Well done. Now I have a £1 coin. It's a bit heavier than Daddy Shark, but it's smaller. Do you think this is going to float, or do you think it's going to sink? Let's see. Oh, did you hear it? Hit the bottom of the bowl? Well, we know that that £1 coin has sunk to the bottom of the water. Well done. So, next part, it asks, what do I need? And everything that you've got out in front of you, you can draw. I've left a big space on your sheet that you can draw everything that you need. Question number 3 says we're going to test and make a hypothesis and record results. Lots of things happening here, and I've already showed you a test where we were putting our Daddy Shark and the £1 coin into the water. And a hypothesis, that's a really, really tricky word, isn't it? Well, all a hypothesis means is a sensible guess. Okay, can you say that word with me? Primary 1, 2 and 3. Hypothesis. Very tricky. But you're scientists today, so we're going to use scientist words. So a hypothesis just means a sensible guess. Like in maths, sometimes we say estimate, which means a sensible guess. But when we're in science, we say hypothesis. Okay, well done. And result is just to record your results, and you can do that on your little table. So I'm going to do one with you just now, and I'm sticking to the things that I found around the house, and the first thing that I've got is a pen. Okay, what is your hypothesis, primary 1, 2 and 3? Make a sensible guess. Is it going to float or is it going to sink? And you can record that in your table. Okay, let's see what happens. I put my pen in. It's floating. Maybe some of you thought it was going to sink, but it's floating. It's staying at the top of the water. Well done. Okay, let's try another one. This time I have a teaspoon. Let's make your hypothesis. Is it going to float or is it going to sink? Let me see. Oh, that's sinking. Did you hear it again? Right to the bottom. Well done. And that feels quite heavy. Okay, that feels quite heavy. So I'm starting to notice something. What are all my heavy objects doing? Okay, last one that we'll have a wee test is a wee post-it, one sheet of my post-it pad. Let's make our hypothesis. Is it going to float or is it going to sink? What do you think, primary 1, 2 and 3? Okay, mark down your hypothesis and let's test it out. It is going to float, nice and light, and it's floating at the top. Now boys and girls, I'm going to leave you now to test your objects that you found outside. Now, if you didn't manage to get out to your garden or go on nature walk to collect some things, don't worry, go around your house and you can find some things. But I went outside and I got a rock, I got a little acorn, I got a big long blade of grass, I found 2 twigs and a nice big leaf, which is unusual to see a colour of leaf this at this time of year. That was off one of the trees in my back garden. So children, you have fun being scientists and remember to record your results. Now, the last thing that you're going to do to finish your experiment today is to write your conclusion. And we know that when we're reading our stories, a conclusion is just what happens at the end. So if you're stuck, look at the words at the top. Now you know what they all mean and you can use them to help you finish writing your conclusion. Well done, my little scientists. I can't wait to see all your results of your experiment. Remember to post them in Teams and I'll have a look there. Good luck, everybody.